Welcome to Avant Supermarket Group's Safety Training Program. This program is designed to provide safety information related to your store. This program will cover slips, trips, and falls. Operations at your location may be slightly different. If you have any questions or concerns following this program, consult your direct supervisor or store manager. Did you know that slips, trips, and falls are second only to automobile accidents in causing personal injury? There are thousands of minor injuries caused by slips, trips, and falls on a daily basis. Here are some definitions of slips, trips, and falls. Slips occur when there's too little friction between a person's feet and the walking surface. Trips occur when a person's foot contacts an object, resulting in a loss of balance. Falls can be caused by a number of things. Slips and trips frequently result in falls. Parking lot safety is often overlooked. When crossing the parking lot, you should pay attention to potential hazards. Identifying hazards could prevent an injury or loss. Here are some hazards you should look for in the parking lot. When coming to work or leaving, you should look for potholes, changes in elevation that are not marked, damaged or unmarked parking blocks, trash or debris, and moving vehicles. Any of these items could result in a loss for an employee or a customer. Quiz question. What are some potential hazards you may find in the parking lot? A. Changes in elevation that are not marked. B. Trash or debris. C. Moving vehicles. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. Changes in elevation, trash, debris, potholes, and moving vehicles are all possible hazards. All customers and employees will enter to the front of the store. Front-end safety becomes very important. The entryway of the store is a common place for slips, trips, and falls. There are many hazards that can appear. Keeping watch for these hazards can prevent a loss. Weather conditions can bring water and ice. Be sure a mop is handy and wet floor signs are in place. Rugs can also be helpful in collecting moisture and dirt, but must be maintained in good condition. Carpeted entries must be kept clean and well maintained. Shopping carts can also bring moisture in during wet weather conditions and should be wiped down before entering the store. The front entry should be regularly maintained to prevent wet and slippery floors. There are many hazards that can appear on the sales floor. Keep watch as you work in your department or pass through the store. Every situation can be different, but if you're on the lookout, preventing a hazard can be accomplished. Here are some scenarios you may encounter while you're working. Broken product left on the floor by a customer. Milk, tea, soda, juice, or other liquids spilled by a customer. Spilled drinks from the deli. Spilled food from the deli area. Be aware and help prevent a loss. Quiz question. Shopping carts can bring in moisture during wet or winter weather. A. True. B. False. The answer is A. True. Shopping carts can bring in moisture during wet or winter weather. Be sure to keep a mop and wet floor sign handy during this weather. Cold cases can be a source of moisture on the floor as well. Condensation can often build on doors or older cases with bad seals. This will result in water on the floor. Backed up drain lines or drains can spill water onto the sales floor as well. Refrigeration lines can also sweat, leaving water on the floor or dripping from the ceiling. These areas should be regularly monitored and mopped or cleaned as necessary. Keep wet floor signs nearby for quick access. The produce area is often a cause of slips, trips, or falls. Never overstock the produce. Loose produce on the floor can result in a slip or fall. After stocking, all trimming should be removed from the area. Rugs and mats can catch water from runoff. Keep the floor area dry and clean. Produce watering can be manual or automatic. The floor must be kept dry after. Rugs and mats can catch overspray or runoff. Anytime the floor gets wet, a wet floor sign must be placed in the area. Automatic watering systems must be monitored for correct spray patterns or malfunction. The meat department presents hazards from a couple different areas. Packaged meat often leaks when handled by customers. The drippings can cause slippery spots on the floor throughout the store. The entry into the meat preparation area should have a rug to collect any blood or moisture from getting to the sales floor. As employees come in and out to stock items, this liquid is dragged onto the floor. The deli area can have several hazards depending on its design. If there is a soda fountain present or an area for people to eat prepared foods, the possibility of a loss increases. A rug should be placed underneath the soda fountain to catch spills. An additional rug should be placed under a rotisserie with customer access. The seating area will have to be cleaned on a regular basis as food and drink are spilled throughout the day. If a salad bar is present, this also must be monitored. Quiz question. What are some potential hazards you could find in the store? A. Spilled or broken product on the sales floor. B. Produce trimmings or water on the floor. C. Spilled food or soda in the deli area. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. These hazards can be found at any time in the store. Be alert when working in your area or passing through the store. The customer and employee bathrooms are often overlooked as a place for slips, trips, and falls because they are out of sight. Here are some things you should look for. Wet floors due to overflow of stools or urinals. Leaking plumbing on stools or sinks. Faucets being left on by customers. Be sure to keep the area regularly monitored. The back room of the store is generally not seen by customers unless restrooms are located here. Vendors, however, are in the back room on a daily basis and can also be a victim of a slip, trip, and fall accident. When working in the back room area, we should keep all trash and debris picked up. Collect loose shrink wrap. Mop up any spilled liquids. Keep the aisleway clear for walking and moving of merchandise. If your back room has stairs, be sure the stairs are kept clean and in good repair. Ladders are often overlooked when discussing safety. Your store may have folding or rolling ladders to reach stock on high shelves. Improper ladder use can result in a fall or serious injury. You should never stand on the top rung of a ladder. If the ladder is not tall enough, you should find a taller ladder to complete the job. Be sure your ladder is completely locked out and secure before climbing. If you're using a rolling ladder, the stop should be in the down position to prevent the ladder from moving. Ladders should always be inspected prior to use for damage. Report any damaged or broken ladders to management and remove them from service. Always maintain 3 points of contact when climbing on a ladder. Wooden ladders should not be used in a commercial setting. Stocking on the sales floor often causes problems for customers while shopping. When bringing stock to the sales floor, all cardboard and trash should be collected in a neat manner. A second cart may be necessary to collect it. Never leave boxes or trash unattended on an aisle. Keep your work area tidy to provide a clear path for customers. Avoid bringing a pallet to the floor whenever possible. The pallet is wide and does not leave much room for customers to walk or shop. If you are stocking frozen items or liquids, be aware of condensation dripping onto the floor. Keep paper towels with you to clean up any liquid on the floor before you leave. Any frozen items left on the floor will begin to drip almost immediately. This will leave a puddle wherever your cart was. Be sure to clean up after yourself. Quiz question. What should you not do when stocking on the sales floor? A. Leave your boxes or trash on the floor. B. Place all of your boxes or trash in a cart. C. Keep the aisle clear so customers can safely pass. Or D. All of the above. The answer is A. You should not leave boxes or trash on the sales floor. The aisle should be kept clear for customers to pass through. Walk-in coolers and freezers can be dangerous areas as well. All floors should be kept clean. Ice, water, and debris can cause an employee or vendor to slip and fall. Ice or water buildup should be removed immediately. There are some general safety topics we should cover. Wet floor signs should be located in each department for ease of access. Be familiar with where the mop is located. Always place a wet floor sign in a mopped or wet area. Do not leave wet floor signs out all the time. Customers will become used to seeing them and they will be ineffective. You may be the first to discover a spill in your area or another area of the store. When you discover a spill, do not leave the spill unattended. First, call for help and secure the area. Second, determine whether a mop, paper towel, or broom will be sufficient. Lastly, a wet floor sign must be placed over the area if the spill was a liquid. While we all work hard to prevent accidents, they're going to happen in our stores. If you're a witness to an accident or are called to an accident, call a manager immediately. Always be courteous and helpful to the injured party. If you're on the scene of a customer accident, here are some things you should never do. Never apologize, admit fault, or argue with an injured customer. Never discuss the accident with strangers now or later. Do not refer the injured party for medical attention unless they are unconscious or unable to communicate. Never offer to pay medical expenses. Never disturb the scene of an accident until the investigation has been completed. Quiz question. In the event of a customer accident, what are some things you should never do? A. Never apologize, admit fault, or argue with an injured customer. B. Do not refer the injured party for medical attention unless they are unconscious or unable to communicate. C. Never offer to pay medical expenses. Or D. All of the above. The answer is A. All of the above. When a customer is injured, you should be courteous and helpful. Never admit fault, apologize, or offer to pay any expenses. If you're unsure about how to handle accidents, contact your supervisor or manager for instruction. Thank you for participating in Avant Supermarket Group's Slips, Trips, and Falls Safety Program. For additional safety information, contact our safety department at losscontrol@avantsupermarketgroup.com.